Hello everyone, this is Learn with Aaron and our topic for today is perform mice and plus egg dishes. This is Cookery TLE 10 first quarter module 1. And ang basa po dito sa sinabi ko, ang basa po dyan dito is mice and plus, hindi po mice in place, mice and plus po. And ang meaning po nyan is to put in place or putting in place. Ayan, let's have our topic outline. So, in this topic, we are going to discuss introduction, including egg dishes, physical structure and composition of an egg, nutritive value of an egg, including egg quality and sizes, characteristics of fresh eggs. Eggs are produced commercially in farms with a few hundred laying chickens or in large laying complexes with thousands of layers, small and micro-sized backyard poultry, either in small poultry cages or as free-range chicken, are also producing eggs. Egg is indeed a convenient food for any meal in and out of the house. In cookery, egg refers to poultry or fowl products. The versatility of eggs is evident in its presence in numerous food items. Eggs may be eaten cooked in its shells, fried or poached, or may be combined with other ingredients to produce another dish. In baking, egg acts both as an emulsifier and a leavener. If you're wondering what is emulsifier and leavener, kayo nang bahala gumawa ng research about that para mas maintindihan niyo siya. And then we have our egg dishes here. We have the omelette, baked, poached, scrambled, hard-boiled, fried, over easy, soft-boiled. So, ito yung mga main dishes na meron ng egg. Pero of course, marami pang ibang egg dishes sa mundo. Lalo na yung pinaka mahirap at sikat gawin. Pinaka sikat tsaka mahirap gawin yung Omyu rice. No? Search nyo sa YouTube, Omyu rice. This is a Japanese style ng kanilang egg and napaka cool panoorin kung paano talaga siya ginagawa. Pero kung akong tatanungin nyo, what is my favorite dish? I want this fried or yung sunny side up or yung over easy. Gusto ko yung pag nilagay mo siya sa kanin tapos gusto ko yung basa-basa pa yung yolk niya. Napakasarap nun. Ayan, dito na tayo sa physical structure and composition of an egg. We normally distinguish three parts of an egg: the shell, the egg white, and the egg yolk. But a closer scrutiny reveals more detailed components of an egg. Oo nga naman, di ba pag kahit ako dati nung bata-bata ako, ang nakikita kong parts lang ng egg is yung egg white, yung shell, and then yung yolk. Pero egg is more than that. And sa discussion natin, i-discuss natin yung mga main parts ng egg. Main parts pa lang yun so meaning mas marami pang parts or mas marami pang details about sa egg. And we have here our egg diagram, anatomy of an egg, parts of an egg, whatever you wanna call it. So we have here the shell, thin albumen, actually letter E yan, nagkamali lang dyan, letter E yan, bali albumen ang basa dyan. Chalaza, thick albumen, germinal disc or blaster disc, vitelline yolk membrane, yolk chalaza or chalaza, chalaza, inner shell membrane, outer shell membrane, and air cell. Ayan, so we have here, mas malinaw to Ayan, eggshell, germinal disc, vitelline membrane, yolk, chalaza, thin albumen, ayun letter E na siya dito, air cell, and then yung cuticula, hindi natin i-discuss yan. Pero if you're wondering what is cuticula, ito yung, di ba, eggshell. So mayroon pa siyang parang another coating. Kung may, di ba, eggshell, yung taas nun, parang gano'n. Basta may another coating pa yung eggshell, yun yung tinatawag na cuticula or cuticle minsan. Kasi para siyang cutics di ba? Yung coating. Basta yun na yun. Ayan na. Eggshell. Bumpy and grainy in texture. An eggshell is covered with as many as 17,000 tiny pores. Hopefully, mas maraming pores to kumpara sa mukha mo. De, joke lang. Eggshell is made almost entirely of calcium carbonate crystals. It is a semi-permeable membrane, which means that air and moisture can pass through its pores. Ayan, the shell also has a thin outermost coating called the bloom or cuticle that helps keep out bacteria and dust. So, ito na yung cuticle kanina or cuticle. Ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na parang coating sa egg. Kaya madulas siya. Ang tawag din is cuticle or cuticula. The egg's outer covering, the shell accounts for about 9 to 12% of its total weight depending on egg size. So meaning kapag mas malaki yung egg, mas malaki yung chance na mas mabigat din o mas malaki yung eggshell, of course. Ganun yun. Ayan, let's have the albumen. The egg white or albumen is made up of 88% water, 9% protein, and some minerals. It consists of two layers, thin and thick albumen. Thin albumen surrounds the thick albumen, and thick albumen immediately surrounds the yolk, acting as a cushion for the yolk. So ito yung itsura niya, yung thick albumen. Ito yung pagbukas mo ng itlog, yung parang meron siyang egg white sa gilid na makapal. Tapos yung sunod naman na egg white, yung thin albumen, ito na yung parang manipis siya. Yung parang mukha na siyang tubig, tignan. Ayan, we have here a much bigger picture. Ayan yung thin albumen. Ito, yung manipis na siya, tapos parang tubig. Tapos itong thick albumen, ayan. Oops, ayan. Yung makapal sa nakasurround sa yolk. Ayan, the egg white is known as the albumen, which comes from albus, the Latin word for white. Albumen accounts for most of an egg's liquid weight, about 67%. It contains more than half the egg's total protein, niacin, riboflavin, babala na. Ano yan? Magnesium, potassium, sodium, sulfur. And we all know naman na yung egg is one of the easiest protein source or the cheapest protein source, lalong-lalo na sa mga gustong bumuo ng muscles. Egg po ang pinakamagandang kainin kung wala kayong pambili ng ibang protein na pagkain kagaya ng chicken breast or ng protein powder, something like that. Kumain kayo ng maraming itlog, makakatulong to. And of course, we have the chalaza. Minsan may letter E pa yan sa, makikita nyo may letter E. This is the ropae strands of egg whites at both sides of the egg, which anchor the yolk in place in the center of the thick white. So parang ito yung chalaza, yan Parang siya yung nagbabalance ng egg yolk. Kaya may parang line, Para siya yung wire, binabalance niya yung egg yolk. So ganun yung purpose ng chalaza. Ayan, we have here the germinal disc or minsan tinatawag na blastodisc. A small white spot on the yolk where the egg could have been fertilized and an embryo would have started to grow. If the germinal disc is fertilized, it will then be called blastoderm. Ito yung germinal disc. Ayan. Actually, hindi ko to nakikita madalas sa itlog. Ngayon ko lang nalaman na may ganito yung itlog. Kasi 'di ba, hindi siya ganoon kahalata pag binuksan mo yung itlog, parang wala lang. Pero ito siya, ganyan na itsura niya. Ayan. So blastodisc blastodisc or germinal disc kapag unfertilized egg pa siya. Ayan. So kung makikita nyo dito, literal na lang siya, bilog na puti. Tapos dito naman pag fertilized na yung egg, tinatawag ng blastoderm. Tapos yan, ganito na yung nagiging itsura niya. Tignan nyo na lang yung difference. Ayan. And then of course we have the vitelline yolk membrane, or in short VM. Wow, voice message. The vitelline membrane is a multi-layered structure that protects and gives shape to the egg yolk and separates it from the egg white. Together with the chalaza, VM keeps the egg yolk in the central part of the egg, thereby preventing its integration with the shell membrane. So let's see. Nasaan ang vitelline? Ito yung vitelline yolk membrane. So ang purpose pala nito, tingnan natin ulit Ayan, so nagpe-prevent siya ng integration o paghalo dun sa shell membrane. Kaya merong egg yolk kaya merong vitelline yolk membrane. Yung line na yan para hindi siya humalo dun sa albumin. Para hindi siya humalo dun sa albumin at saka dun sa chalaza, para ma-maintain lang siyang circle. Tapos 'di ba pag binubuksan niyo yung egg yolk, parang talagang naka-separate siya dun sa puti Bibihira yung basag siya. Talagang naka-separate. Talagang bilog na bilog siya sa gitna. So, ito yung nagkikip nun. Ng ganon. Ng consistency nun. Itong vitelline yolk membrane. Kaya ganon. Yan o. Hindi nyo siya makikita, of course, pag binuksan yung itlog. Kasi ano siya maliit lang na line. Dito lang yan sa picture yung may line na ganyan. Pero kung in real life, hindi nyo talaga siya makikita. Ayan, of course, the yolk, lahat naman familiar dito, are the yellow part at the center of an egg. They contain high levels of cholesterol but also provide a range of vital nutrients and health benefits. Calories in egg yolk may vary depending on the egg size of the egg. So, yung yolk, kung may protein man yan, konti lang or sakto lang, mas marami pala yung protein ng yung egg white. Di ba kagaya kanina, mas halo-halo yung nutrients na meron sa egg white Pero if I'm not mistaken, mas marami yung protein. And of course, pag nagsama tong yolk pati yun, talagang solid yung protein nila. Ayan, membranes again. Dito meron tayong the outer and inner shell membranes. This membrane protect the contents of the egg from bacterial invasion and prevent too rapid evaporation of liquid from the egg. Di ba pag nag-boiled kayo ng egg, minsan di ba binabalatan nyo yan? May makikita kayo din yung parang balat siya. Para siyang balat. Minsan tinatanggal pa natin yun Para siyang manipis na balat, pero pwede mo naman siya kainin Ayun na yung tinatawag nating outer and inner shell membrane. Ayan, so ito yung picture. Ito yung outer. Tapos ito yung inner. Tignan natin, the inner membrane is the one closest to the yolk and the outer membrane is the one closest to the shell. So parang ano lang yan di ba? Ayan, kayo na lang bahala umintindi dyan. Pero ang pagkakaintindi ko dyan, kapag inner kasi, ito yung nakadikit siya dun sa white or dun sa albumin, sa egg white, nakadikit siya. Ngayon, pag yung outer naman, ito na yung other side ng balat. Ito na yung other side ng balat nung membrane. Ito na yung outer which is nakadikit na siya dun sa shell. Parang ganon. So, inner and outer membranes ang tawag. Okay, now we have the air cell or sometimes called as air space. This is the air space that forms when the contents of the egg cool and contract after the egg is laid. The air cell usually rests between the outer and inner membranes at the egg's larger end, and it accounts for the crater you often see at the end of a hard-cooked egg. The air cell grows larger as an egg ages. So pag tumatanda pa lang itlog, mas lalong lumalaki yung yung parang lubog sa katawan niya. Kaya minsan pag binubuksan mo yung itlog, hindi siya yung literal na bilog na bilog. Pero 'di ba meron yung may times na yung itlog talaga is talagang bilog na bilog siya. Pero ano yun, kung pag ganon, ibig sabihin maliit lang yung kanyang air cell. Literal na bagong bago pa yun. Kasi sabi nga nila, mas lumalaki yung air cell. Pag mas malaki yung air cell, mas matanda. Habang tumatanda yung itlog, mas lumalaki yung air cell. Ayan Ayan, again, let's take a look at the parts of the egg.
Ayan, so we have the shell, thin albumen, chalaza, thick albumen, germinal disc, vitelline yolk membrane, yolk, chalaza, inner shell membrane, outer shell membrane, and then air cell. Yung chalaza is, parehas lang yan. So, bali, ang count dyan isa lang. So, kung bibilangin natin, meron tayong shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, nasa 10 yung parts ng diniscuss natin. Yung parts ng egg na diniscuss natin. And take note guys, this is just the main parts under Cucuretin. Ito lang yung main parts ng egg. So, meaning, mas marami pang iba. Based on my research, may nakita pa ako meron pang ibang parts itong egg yolk. So, mas malawak pa itong egg diagram.
Okay, so let's talk about the nutritive value of egg. Egg is indeed one of nature's complete food. It contains high quality protein with all the essential amino acids, all of the vitamins except vitamin C, and many minerals. So as you can see here, egg has 4 grams of protein, of course, and it really depends on the size of the egg. So kung mas malaki yung itlog, mas malaki yung chance na mas marami yung kanyang protein. Ayan, see it for yourself. And then this is the other information about the eggs nutrition, and kayo na bahala magbasa. I-pause nyo na lang yung video. Ayan, let's talk about egg quality. Egg quality has 2 general components, shell quality, which is exterior quality, and interior egg quality. Ngayon, meron silang tinatawag na term dyan para ma-classify o ma-control yung mga quality ng egg. Siyempre, para ma-determine nila. So, ang tawag nila ngayon dun is, yan, egg grading. Ito sa taas, egg grading. Egg grading is a form of quality control used to classify eggs for exterior and interior quality. In the Philippines, the grade designations are A, B, C, and D. So parang ano yan, parang nasa school ka ngayon. Kung sa school, ginagraduhan yung mga estudyante. Dito, ginagraduhan yung itlog. Based sa kanilang quality, of course, sa exterior and interior quality nila. Yan, let's talk about exterior quality. Shell quality based on shell cleanliness, shell soundness, and shell texture and shell shape. Dito, kung ang itlog madumi, isasama nila yun dun sa ibang maduming itlog. Pero sometimes, syempre nobody's perfect May point na minsan may nasasaling madumi sa mga malilinis, tapos may mga nasasaling medyo maliit sa dapat malaki, parang ganon. So when we say exterior quality again, it depends on the physical appearance of the egg. And then of course, interior quality based on the relative viscosity of the albumen, freedom from foreign matters in the albumen, shape and firmness of the yolk, and freedom from yolk defects. And then when it comes to interior quality, of course, it talks about the inside of the egg. Is it good quality? Is it solid? Something like that. It really depends on the yolk of the egg, kung gaano siya ka-solid o kung gaano ka-healthy, kung maganda bang quality. And sir, paano po ba malalaman yung loob ng itlog? Ano yun? Bubuksan, ika-crack nila? Yun, mamaya malalaman natin yun kung paano nila nalalaman. But now, let's talk about exterior quality grading. Ito, kung makikita nyo, we have A, B, and C. So sabi dito sa A, body check daw. Sa letter B naman, thin spot. Sa letter C, ridges. Pero wag nyo naintindihan yan. Ang mahalaga dito, kung makikita nyo, iba-iba yung kung makikita nyo yung difference ng mga itlog, iba-iba sila. Iba-iba yung itsura nila. So for example, ganito ang letter A. So lahat ng kamukha niya pagkasamahin. Kung ganito naman sa letter B, lahat ng kamukha niya pagkasamahin. Kung ganito naman sa letter C, lahat ng kamukha niya pagkasamahin. Kung makikita nyo, kung i-compare nyo, yung letter C, ang payat tapos maliit. So maaaring nasa small siya. Pero hindi pa matatapos dyan dahil meron pang interior quality grading mamaya para malaman
kung dapat belong siya sa ganitong section o hindi. Ito, another one. Meron ako dito isang picture. Ito, kung makikita nyo, sabi dito sa number 1, ang tinutukoy dito yung dumi. Ayan, konting dumi lang, oh. Tapos dito, masyadong madumi na. Masyado nang madumi itong itlog na to. Tapos dito naman, dalawa. Pero hindi naman ganun kahalata. Tapos dito, parang wala, pero madumi rin yan. Parang siguro nakakalat na. Kaya nabasahin nyo yung mga information sa baba nila. Then ito, meron ako dito isa pang picture ng egg. Kayo nang bala tumingin. Kayo nang bala mag-analyze. Ayan, let's talk about interior quality grading naman. Dito na natin malalaman paano ba nila nalalaman o nade-determine yung interior quality ng isang itlog. Ayan, kung makikita nyo dito, yellow yung itlog. Pero mamaya natin pag-usapan yan, ha. Tignan muna natin yung difference. Kung makikita nyo sa AA grade, maliit lang yung air cell. Sa grade A, malaki-laki ng onte yung air cell. Katamtaman lang naman. Then sa grade B, medyo may kalakihan na siya. So ngayon, paano nila nalalaman yung loob niyan? Paano nila nakita? Meron silang ginagawa ngayon. Ayan, so parang iniilawan nila yung loob ng itlog para ma-determine o makita yung loob kung gaano ba ka-solid. And sa ganito sila bumibase ngayon. Ayan, kunyari ito, nailawan na nila itlog. Kung makikita nyo dito sa una, marami siyang parang bilog-bilog na maliliit. Ayan o, yolk outline slightly defined, sabi dito. Tapos ito naman sa other one, mild lang o saktong-sakto lang. Tapos dito naman sa last, sa pangatlo, halos wala ka nang makita or konting-konti na lang yung parang mga dots nya. Which is, kung ganyan yan, so ipagkasama din nila yun sa kaparehas nya. So ganun ang egg grading. Dinedetermine nila yung quality, tapos pagkasama-samahin nila kung saan belong yung bawat isang itlog. Ayan, of course, let's talk about egg sizes as well. We have here the peewee, the smallest one is small, medium, large, extra large, jumbo. Based on my experience, ang madalas ko nakikita is yung small sa tindahan. Bihira ako makakita ng peewee na sizes. And yung small, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, it's around 6 to 7 pesos. Minsan may, ewan ko lang. Sa medium naman, syempre umaabot na yun siguro ng 8 pesos pataas. And then sa large, 10 pesos. Extra large, 10 pesos pataas. Or sa jumbo, hindi ko na alam kung magkano yan eh. Basta siguro mga nasa 15 pesos na yun mahigit. Kung dito tatanungin sa Pilipinas ha. I'm not sure ha, pero comment down below if kung meron akong tumama doon. Kasi bumibili rin ako ng itlog talaga eh. Ayan, let's talk about the characteristics of fresh eggs. The shell is white, thick, and rough. Number 2, the air cell is regular. Number 3, the egg white is clear, firm, and thick. It sinks when placed in water. Mamaya pag-usapan natin itong number 4. The yolk is round, firm, well-centered, and free from defects. Ito ang dito sa lesson natin, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat eh. Ito yung pinaka mas ma-apply nyo in real life, which is yung number 4. Tignan natin ngayon. Ayan. How to tell if an egg is fresh? It is fresh 1 to 3 days. Kung makikita nyo dito, ang ginagawa daw, kukuha ka ng itlog, kunyari bagong biling itlog, tapos yung baso mo lagyan mo ng tubig. Ngayon, pag nilagay mo doon yung itlog, kapag lumubog siya sa dulong-dulo, lumubog talaga siya. Meaning, so, fresh na fresh pa to, 1 to 3 days. Tapos, sa pangalawa naman, medyo lumulutang na siya. 20 to 45 degrees angle. Degree angle yan. It is 3 to 7 days. It is good. Normally naman siguro ganito, 3 to 7 days naman pag bumibili tayo ng itlog eh. Bibihira na yung sobrang fresh. Kasi 'di ba, maraming taong bumibili. Paano kung na-late ka sa pagbili? Parang ganoon. And then the number 3, it is not fresh. Ayan o, tignan nyo. 15 to 30 days na daw to pag ganito. Minsan may time na ganito yata ang nabibili namin, or syempre nag-i-stock kami ng itlog. Ganyan na siguro siya. And then itong last, do not eat. If it floats, it is more than 1 month. So meaning, pag nag-stock pala kayo, kaya pala minsan no, pag bumibili ang mga tao ng itlog, 12 pieces lang. Kasi kung bibili ka ng sobrang dami, baka may chance na mabulok na yung iba. It really depends kasi kung nag-gym ka, nag-workout ka, kailangan mo ng protein. So most of the time magko-consume ka ng itlog. Kung regular person ka lang na kumakain ng isang itlog, dalawang itlog, no? Parang it doesn't make sense kung mag-iimba ka ng napakaraming ganon. Depende na lang kung napakarami nyo sa bahay, di ba? Comment down below, what is your opinion on that? And yun, dito na nagtatapos ang ating discussion sa araw na ito. And again, this is Learn with Aaron. If you learn something, share it with your friends. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, of course. And conclusion lang tayo, guys, it is very important po, no, na hindi lang tayo basta kumakain at alam din natin, mayroon din tayong knowledge about sa kinakain natin. At hindi lang ito basta related sa itlog, and dapat i-relate nyo din sa other foods. Yan, sa tuwing kumakain kayo, for example, kumakain kayo ng isda or canned processed food, alamin nyo yung nutrition or have a research on that. Especially your grade 10 student na. Magkakaroon kayo ng research pagdating nyo ng senior high. Again, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and support me and share this with your friends. Comment down below if you learned something.